Right, I find myself with half an hour to spare. I think it's time to carry on with this inner wing and to line things up. Got a top tip to get the grill back on to help line things through before we cut the flat inner wing out, which is probably what I'm going to do today. So just a bit of bending and poking around. Maybe mark up where I'm going to cut the flat inner wing, ready for some big work tomorrow. So the plan is to temporarily put this back into place, bolting it at the top here to there, and then going along the bottom here where the holes are. Some of them line up, some of them don't, so that we can then just get the angles right. So when I come to cut this flat inner wing out, I've got something to work to. I've been thinking more and more about things, yeah, and I'm pretty convinced I'm going to cut just on the inside of this weld here, probably to about there. Yeah, maybe there. Yeah, and then cut through to here, and then cut under where I've already cut it, unfortunately, to here. A straight line to get the worst of it out. And then, yeah, that should be all I need to do, really. I need to order up these parts. I'm going to sort that out one way or another. If I can keep the top hinge, at least I know things are going to line through then, and it's not too rusty. So, but the first thing to do, get the front back on in some manner, so that I can make sure that everything goes back together properly. So, it won't take too long, hopefully. So a bit of bashing and smashing and pinching and bolting and unbolting and all kinds of fun. But so I've got this back on again. Only a few bolts holding it on. Oh, we've got some tunes going. Oh, we're gonna have to. Oh, better stop that. There you go. Right. So it's lined up pretty well. This has come together quite nicely. I can still adjust that. This has come together. It's all very loose still. Smashing it around a bit has really helped line up the inner wing to the old line, which is great. I need to mess around with this a little bit more. It's got two bolts in it, one there, but I think it still needs one there, one there, but I think it still needs some adjustment. I'm going to go and get the so I don't even know how it's meant to be fixed at the back. Looks like maybe welded. Looks like it goes through a little bit, so I think a bit of bashing with a hammer through there, sorting that out a little bit, not too much though, and we'll get there. So yeah, so far so good. I'm gonna, once this is all in place, what I could do, I suppose, is when I cut this, this is a separate panel here, so I could cut along there, I suppose, and leave it all braced up for the time being on that corner. That's a good idea. I think I will do that. So yeah, generally moving in the right direction still. So just a bit more adjustment and I'll get the camera back on. I am living the dream. So I just offered up the bumper irons. Bang! Look, it just went on. It just went on. I am so happy with that. Pushing that back a little bit further. Obviously need some bolting up just to see alignment and what have you. But my goodness, I'm so happy. So happy. We haven't really lost too much geometry, which is fantastic. It's looking even better under there with that on. You know what? Next time, maybe this side, now that I've got a bit more confidence with welding. Oh no. I was going to say I'm going to patch it up, but I actually think this is going to be worse than the other side. Well, it isn't there though, is it? Oh, anyway. So fantastic. Really, really great. So I'm going to bolt that up, see if it's levelish, line it up, maybe put a couple of tacks in the back here, push that back a bit further, see if we can get some tacks in just to hold it in place, and tighten up all the bolts, and then probably leave it in, to be honest with you. well, I'll take the bumper off again, I think, and then I will start taping up to cut out this grot. Okay, so but yeah, really, really, again, super pleased. I am very, very happy with that. So it seems to line up very nicely now. Well, nipped it up in a few places here and here, still lining through nicely. Still lining through, still lining through. It doesn't look too good from that angle, but I've managed to push that through a little bit so I can get some welds on the back there now. Put a bolt in the corner there. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Very, very pleased. So now I'm going to mark up where I'm going to cut out, I think. Very important. So yeah, there. Probably cut this part out. Maybe cut sort of like that, so that I've still got some rigidity in there for holding this corner together. Well, that's going to be pretty okay. I'm feeling a little bit ambitious. I might even do it now and see how we get on with offering things up. That would be mind-blowingly good, but we'll see. Just going to put a couple of tacks into the back there just to hold that corner in a bit further, and then see how we get on. Right, I've cleaned off the area that I might keep, and I'm actually starting to reconsider how I approach this. I might keep all of this section here because it lines through beautifully, and cut it here. I've got some pinholes here where I can cut out, or maybe just fill, to be honest with you. Now that I'm an expert welder, of course. I can clamp up here. So literally just follow the same line. I can take a measurement off of the bolt holes. Well, the way I'm going to do it is probably mask it all up. And then just cut the bottom part out there. Just seems to make a lot more sense than ripping it all out. I mean, it's good metal here. Just there it's not. Just there. Take all this. I'm convinced that this is a new section and this is an old section. That all does need to come out. There's, you know, it's grotty. And it was very rusty around here, don't forget. This definitely needs to come out for obvious reasons. But, you know, unless I come to here, just the more I mean, it'd be much better for me just to do 2 straight lines. So that's what I'm going to do. I think that's what I'm going to do. Zhink, zhink, job done. Do I cut? I mean, I don't know if do I cut this part out? Or do I leave that in? See, I could leave that in because it's bolted up now. I've got my line. It's not rusty there. I'm going to have a little think about things. Decided to do is cut all the way through because I can still clamp and hold here. Clamp, tack, 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 tack. Just on this side, I think. Just come through neatly there, and then cut through here. But before I do any of that, I'm going to plug weld here, 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 and here, and actually up to there. Reason being, I could then hold all of this geometry in place. Because it works, and I'm going to keep it. So I'm going to do that now, and then cut. It's quite nerve-wracking, but we've got to do it. Where's that gone? I've run out. Unbelievable. So I have to order some more. I've got a few really dodgy welds in. Realised, of course, I wasn't ever going to keep this part, and so I didn't clean the back. Because I didn't think it was going to be kept, but now it is. It's obviously making a right mess, so I'm going to have to clean that all up and see what we're left with. I mean, it is holding, which is good, but it's not tidy. Got some half decent welds in there though. I mean, it's absolutely not going anywhere. You can see I'm putting some. So yeah, needs grinding down and sorting out, but it's enough in there for me to cut back here. But before I do that, I must order some wire, otherwise I'm stuffed. Okay, cool. So I've cut out what I can. Super pleased with it. I am an idiot. I stupidly cut through here, which I'm really annoyed about. So I can repair that, but it is annoying. So that's where I've cut. I'm gonna have to mark and measure everything now, and start putting the new bit back in. I can't do that until I've got wire, of course. So there's the new bit. There's the old bit. Might be able to measure and cut, but that's all I can do. How annoying. I might be able to get that back in today. That would have been really, really exciting. Oh well. Right, so I'm just sort of messing around and trying to line up the new flat inner wing. I thought I'll cut this part out here because I'm going to keep a lot of it. So this part here is what I'm now replacing. This part here I'm generally keeping and tidying this area up. So I've chopped the bottom, and the bottom part I am replacing, which is here. So to template this part, I've kept the two bolts, cut the top off, bolted through, so I've got the line, and now I can mark up the back edge and cut, and hopefully it'll be nice and neat and straight. I need to cut the corner off here so I can align all this. I've clamped all that up so that the front stays in its correct geometry, and then all being well, when the bloody... See, I could have tacked this in place. That would have been so cool. But I can't, so let's not moan. So all being well, when I've got some wire, I can tack that all back in. And I've done it. Ooh, God. Scary. Okay, so new piece is lining up quite nicely. I've clamped it all in place now. The top's running in quite well, I think. I mean, pretty good. I need to mark and trim down here, and then I can get a clamp in there. I've got a long, well, I don't have got a clamp big enough to get into there, but this is all loose anyway, so not too worried about that. And then once the wire turns up, I can weld that bit up. Ooh, exciting in there. All right, keep going. Oh, I wish I had welding wire, because I think I could get this on. So, look, probably not impressive for most people, or some people at least, but I just could not be happier with how that's gone. I've managed to get this in really, really well as far as I'm concerned. I've managed to line this up brilliantly through here as far as I'm concerned. The seam sits almost perfectly here, and then this can be pulled in. Actually, there's a bit of moving around up there, but that can be pulled in. That's not a problem there, I don't think. Let's just quickly try, shall we? I'm sure it will. These aren't really meant for putting things together, but there you go, done. Oh, how good. I mean, it's not good, I know, but I am so happy with how that's gone. Yeah, I'll pull through. So I can't really do much more. Hole lines up brilliantly still. I haven't lost my geometry at the front here. Oh, the bar fell out a little bit. Need to move that around. That's a shame. It did jiggle around a bit. So I'm sure I can get that back in. But what an achievement. I mean, bearing in mind that there was nothing... For me, please don't think I'm boasting. For me, I'm so happy. That's a real tricky bit of work for me. Really moved out of the way a little bit. I've got the panel to go on here, so that's going to be one of the jobs next, but then I can line up all the holes and things for that. And then I'm going to have to tackle over here. I think the first thing I'm going to do, I've got the... Oh, where's it gone? Here it is. So this is going to be about what I'm repairing. I'm going to do a similar thing where I bolt it up against it and hold it in and use it as its own profile, I guess. So I've still got the bolt hole there. So I still have a point of reference, which is great. So I can put that on. How can I do that? I can put that on Oh, I don't know. I'll think of something. But for now, I'm going to bask in my own glory of having that in. Hopefully my new wire will turn up tomorrow, and I can actually tack that in place. There's a bit of bashing around, obviously, in that corner, but not too much. Oh, great day. A really great day. So that's that for the time being.